Have you ever noticed how some people transform their birthday into a full-blown celebration? Cakes, stories flooding social media, every moment documented and shared, while others let the days slip by unnoticed. No fanfare, no dinner out, not even a pause, just another rotation around the sun, silent and unmarked. The truth behind that silence isn't always what it seems. For some, the absence of celebration isn't apathy, it's protection. Imagine being young, excited, counting down the days to your birthday, only to wake up and find nothing. No calls, no messages. No one remembers. You mention it casually at school or work, and the response is a distracted, "Oh, really? Happy belated," spoken with the energy of someone checking a box. Maybe you once planned a gathering, sent invites, arranged food, only to stand in a half-empty room, smiling too wide, laughing too loud, pretending it doesn't hurt. Those moments don't fade. They accumulate. Over time, the brain adapts. It starts to associate anticipation with disappointment, excitement with rejection. Psychologists call this learned helplessness state, where repeated emotional neglect teaches you to stop expecting joy, not because you don't desire it, but because the cost of hoping feels too high. So you stop celebrating, not out of strength, but survival. The birthday becomes neutral, ground neither joyful nor painful. Just another day. No expectations, no risk, no chance to be forgotten again. Then there's another kind of silence, one born not from pain, but from passé. These are the people buried under the weight of modern life. Students pulling on, parents juggling shifts and school runs, professionals drowning in deadlines, emails, notifications that never stop. They don't forget their birthday. It simply vanishes beneath the avalanche of must-dos. By the time they look up, it's 8 p.m. The day nearly gone. All they've managed is coffee, meetings, and a sandwich eaten at their desk. This isn't neglect. It's time blindness, a cognitive effect of chronic stress and overload, where the mind loses track of moments that aren't urgent. Birthdays aren't emergencies. They don't scream for attention, so they get pushed aside, buried under what feels more pressing. And yet, when they finally notice the date, there's a flicker, something soft, maybe even tender, like a forgotten melody. A quiet thought, "I wish I'd done something," but the moment passes. Then there's the third group, of the ones often mistaken for indifferent, but who are, in fact, deeply intentional. These are the people who choose not to celebrate, not because they're hurt, not because they're busy, but because they've outgrown the need for external validation. This isn't loneliness, it's liberation. Psychological research supports this. People who rely heavily on outside approval, likes, gifts, attention, often experience greater emotional volatility. Their self-worth rises and falls with the reactions of others. But those who cultivate inner validation, who measure their value not by applause, but by purpose, growth, and quiet integrity, tend to be more emotionally resilient. This stems from self-determination theory, which identifies autonomy, competence, and relatedness as core drivers of well-being. When you build your sense of worth from within, you don't need a party to feel complete. For them, maturity isn't loud. It's simple. I exist. I matter. Not because today is special, but because every day is. And here's what's profound. This mindset doesn't stop at birthdays. It shapes how they move through life. They don't perform for crowds. They don't chase recognition. They don't need a spotlight to feel seen. They're the ones who listen deeply, love quietly, and show up consistently, not for praise, but because it aligns with who they are. Do they feel loneliness? Of course. Are they immune to sadness or doubt? Never. But they've learned that meaning doesn't have to be loud. That joy can be still. That celebration can be a morning walk, a favorite song, a moment of gratitude whispered into the silence. They've discovered something rare, the ability to feel whole without waiting for a date on the calendar to tell them they deserve it. So whether you light candles or let the day pass like any other, your choice speaks volumes. For some, It echoes old wounds, moments of being unseen, unheard, forgotten. For others, it reflects the relentless pace of a world that never slows down. And for many, it's a quiet declaration of self-trust, a life built not on external markers, but internal truth. The real question isn't whether you celebrate, it's why do you still need the world to remind you that you matter? Or have you learned to carry that certainty within you steady, unshaken, every single day? If this made you pause, if it helped you understand yourself or someone else, it's just a little more, then you're not alone. There is a whole world of psychology that docent teachers describe behavior. It reveals the hidden currents beneath who we are. If you want more of that, if you're hungry for insights that go deeper than surface-level tips, hit subscribe. We explore the mind not as a puzzle to fix, but as a landscape to understand. And if you're someone who thrives on real conversation, join our Discord community. It's a space without performance. Just people sharing stories, struggles, breakthroughs, and the kind of talks that stay with you. The link's in the description. I'll see you there.